Throwing it up, she don't care if she got nowhere to go. Lighting it up, she don't care if she got nowhere to go. Shoving in a car and slipping with a slide. Revolution for the marathon, yo. All the prize of dinosaur bones. Flipping in a slide and shoving with a guy. Out of line to the tombstone. I have everything you need. I have all your desires. Hey! Dance me like a fool, give me all I need, yeah. With your tongue for rapid fire. Don't stop for nothing. Ain't no telling her no. Yeah, what she wants, and she knows exactly where she can go.
Welcome to another edition of Monday Night Madness, brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing. We get set for the Coast to Coast Racing League, and we are underway with our B Division Rebels, brought to you by our friends at the World of Sports podcast. Welcome to the SBGC 3D Printing Pre-Race Show at the virtual Fairbury Speedway for tonight's live coverage of the Coast to Coast Racing League Monday Night Madness. Tonight's race is just one of 17 Coast to Coast League divisions that compete during the week, and we're happy you've joined us for tonight's program. SBGC has been involved in 3D printing since 2016. They're committed to making this cutting-edge technology accessible for anyone who has an idea that needs to be manufactured. Using a 3D CAD program, they'll work with you to create your invention or creative project. As we say, good evening, friends. Marty Cicala with you. Welcome to Virtual Fairbury, and we are so glad you could join us for tonight's program. Qualifying currently underway. We'll pop up the times right now on the bottom of your screen. And right now it is Joe Halter quickest by 1/1000th of a second. Last week, if you missed us, we had a fun one for the Rebels. It was a good race as a whole. Taking home the win, it was Kyle Sargent starting from second position, followed by Preston Cranmer finishing second, Randy Shreves third, Jamie McCarron fourth, Ross Corinner was fifth. Here are how the point standings look after two races. Randy Shreves, who you just saw on your screen for just a moment, currently holds a 9-point lead over Chris Schaefer. Sean Bowers third in the points, Preston Cranmer fourth, Joe Halter is fifth. That is 153, 144, 139, 139, and 123 points. Tonight's week, this is the first week where your IL has to be under a specific level if you want to make it out and transfer in to the next division if you finish in the top 10. So it's got to be under a 225, which is the main goal according to our pit notes. By the way, we will add as well, no penalties for the B division, so that's good to see it as well. So as we take a look at the moment, Randy Shreves with a 120, Schaefer at 000, Sean Bowers a 160. The only drivers that would not be eligible to transfer would include Joe Canellis, Kyle Sargent, Austin Marlett, and Rob Evertson. Same with Wilson Wineland if things started today. Joe Halter has the quick time in qualifying, and we're getting right into the nick of things. Our first heat race of the evening is brought to you by our friends at the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. The Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints celebrate over 37 years of exciting 360 sprint car action in the northeastern United States and Canada. Stars like Paulie Cola Giovanni, Jason Barney, Chuck Habing, Matt Tanner, Billy Van Immergen, and many more come to a dirt track near you. For more info, log on to EmpireSuperSprints.com or visit our Facebook and Twitter pages. The Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, where the tradition of excitement guaranteed live on. Getting right into the thick of things, folks. Here is your starting lineup for our first heat race of the evening. It's Brennan Lacey and Preston Cranmer that make up the front row. Row number 2 is Sean Bowers and Joe Halter. Row 3, Austin Marlett and Roger Craig. And starting from 7th position tonight, that is Nicholas Schell. Folks, while we are at it, if you are looking for other racers that enjoy racing without all the drama and name calling of normal iRacing, come out and join the cool Coast to Coast Racing League. We have 16 divisions that race 7 days a week and currently broadcast 9 of them. Members know that they are a part of something bigger than just the on-track experience. Go to www.c2cro.com and click on apply to join in on the action. The cars are virtual, the racing is real. Heat race number 1, top 4 inverted before the green, and it's out. Winner starts on pole tonight for the 25-lap feature. And off the jump, it's Preston Cranmer with the advantage. Joe Halter second, Brennan Lacey third, Sean Bowers fourth, Roger Craig is fifth. A very tough dirt track when it comes to sprint car racing in Fairbury. A very short dirt track. You got to be right in the thick of things. It's gas off, gas off, gas off, especially when the track gets slick tonight. Top 4 currently nose to tail. Sean Bowers, quickest lap so far at a 10:99. Going to be tough to utilize the bottom one until it gets slick tonight. Everyone using the top side for right now. Bowers thought about pulling down to the inside. He keeps the third position. Halfway home in heat race number 1. Preston Cranmer still continuing to hold the lead just by about 0.4 of a second on Joe Halter. It's been the battle for third spot between Sean Bowers and Brennan Lacey. Right on board with a 4:14. Clip the wall, they're going to be very careful to do that, especially when you're hugging just such a thin cushion, what you normally see here at Fairbury. Bowers trying to close in on Joe Halter for second position. It's a 3-man dash for second. 1 lap to go, though, and our first heat race of the evening. Does anyone try and look to the inside? The answer is no. Preston Cranmer takes the first heat win. He starts from pole in tonight's 25-lap feature. So the man that comes in tied for third in points starts on the pole. Heat race number 2 is brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series, showcasing the big block modified premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. In the words of the voice, Shane Andrews, they're the ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. They're the big block modified Super Dirt Car Series. Here's how they line up for heat race number 2. Kyle Sargent and Chris Forsyth on the front row. Row 2, Taylor Wineland and Tyler Wilson. Row number 3, Ross Carina and Jack Clevenger. And in row number 4 by himself is John Rayner. Taylor Wineland missed the call for the green flag. For those wondering how a normal evening of Coast to Coast Racing League works, it starts things off with practice and a 3-minute qualifying of time trials. Then we have 3 to 5 heats, 8 laps. Top 4 before the lineup are inverted. Top 4 transfer to the feature from each race. Winner in heat 2 starts from second. We have a B main, 10 laps, regardless of what happens. We then have a 3-minute warm-up and then our feature, which tonight is 25 laps for the Rebels. Green is out. Chris Forsyth holds the serve on Kyle Sargent. Then it's Tyler Wilson. Jack Clevenger, who takes a peek down to the inside for third position, trying to get that lower groove to work. This track, when it's in its tacky form or slash medium groove-like form with the high side starting to get used up a little bit, kind of reminds you a lot of Kokomo early on. Forsyth pulling away big time. Just had the quickest lap of this heat race with 11.09, making it a 10:93 for the 225. Tyler Wilson all over Kyle Sargent, then Ross Carina all over the other two. Wilson trying that inside for the spot. Can he get it to work? No, it costs him a position, and that could help Clevenger. Clevenger takes a peek up top. Oh, there goes, that's Forsyth, the leader, up on his roof. A terrible crash for Forsyth. And that will put him out of the top 4. Forsyth will have to go to the feature. So he will have to go to the B main. And that is not what you want. So Sargent has the lead, 1 lap to go. And it's Kyle Sargent with a half-second lead on Jack Clevenger. Sargent, last week's winner, will start from second tonight. Let's look at the Malcolm's replay, show you what happened to Forsyth if it comes up in time. Missed it, so we'll go back and we'll go through iRacing and take a look real quick. Oh, the car just bicycled and got the wall where you come in, and then, man, he just went on a wild ride. That's a nasty crash for Forsyth. Heat race number 3 brought to you by our friends at the World of Sports podcast. Come relax, laugh, and have a good time with Mike and Rod as they take a dive into the crazy, exciting, wonderful world of sports. Enjoy guests, current events, and the hottest topics in today's sports. If you love sports just as much as us, join us and let's enjoy the world of sports. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. It's Daniel Vaught and Brody Brown on the front row. Row number 2, Chris Schaefer and Randy Shreves. Row 3, Joe Backus and Mike Cranmer. Kevin Fry is our race director, so he is not eligible for competition. Field lining off 2 by 2. Again, we appreciate all of you coming on out tonight. Let us know, by the way, who you're rooting for in our Rebels feature. We'll be sure to give you a shout out on the broadcast. Pace truck is in. Brody Brown, Daniel Voth, the front row. Winner of this race starts from 3rd position in tonight's feature. We're green. High side expected to get the advantage. Daniel Voth slides on up in front of Brody Brown to take the race lead as they're 3 wide off of turn 4. Brown goes from 1st to 4th instantly. Randy Shreves trying to look on the outside for 2nd position on Chris Schaefer. That could definitely help him out, and it does move Randy Shreves up to P2. That's your points leader as well coming on into the night. A 9-point advantage on Chris Schaefer. A stacked heat, that's for sure. Good battle for 4th position. Joe Backus trying to look inside on Brody Brown for the final transfer spot. Not working out just yet. Backus trying to get some bite off the corner and pull up even alongside. He got way loose there at a big slide in turn number 2. Cost him just a little bit of time. Good battle for the lead meanwhile between Daniel Vaught and Randy Shreves. He's right on board with the 56. Trying to look to the inside. 2 laps to go in the 3rd heat race of the evening. Vaught looking to start in the 3rd position, a half-second lead on the 56. Final lap is underway. Vaught was the biggest mover in points after race 2, from 17th up to 10th in the standings. Vaught comes off a turn 4, he'll start from 3rd position tonight. Fastest lap of the heat and an 11.19. Shreves, Schaefer, and Brown transfer in to the feature. And with that, we are set to go for our B-Main. B-Main brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, an official team and sponsor of the Coast to Coast Racing League. The official car count for the Rebels tonight is 19. And here's how they line up. It's the Bass Man, or the Sender, Roger Craig, whichever way you want to call him, on the pole. John Rayner lines up next to him. Row number 2, Joe Backus and Austin Marlett. Row 3, Chris Forsyth and Mike Cranmer. And starting from 7th position tonight, that is Nicholas Schell. Field makes their way through. This is 10 laps for the B-Main. Extra practice for all the drivers out here on track. Again, this will determine our final 7 spots for tonight's feature. Ready for the green flag for the B main. Roger Craig holding the serve early. Joe Backus is second. John Rayner Jr. looking all the way up on the top shelf. For third position, got way loose, comes on down. And it allows Austin Marlin up on the lightning lane to take away third position. Only one using that top side for right now. And he's got the power. He won second spot. Oh, he's looking for the lead. 2 for 1 discount Austin Marlin as Roger Craig goes up on his lid. Marlin is pulling away quickly using the high side. Only one that's got it set for slick conditions and trouble for John Rayner up on his side as well. And we heard too that Chris Forsyth may have crashed too. Time to go to the Malcolm's replay and show you what just happened with the Bassman. Oh man, too much throttle, comes down into Backus and upside down he goes. That's a tough break, especially when you're leading. Let's show you Rayner. All by himself on the outside and spun it. This track is really tough up on the outside. We're hearing Forsyth crashed as well. So Marlin continuing to lead. We apologize for the technical difficulties. I guess you could say our title sponsor, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, getting a perfect sponsorship. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Austin Marlin. And it'll start from the 13th position tonight. It's Marlin, followed by Joe Backus, Mike Cranmer, waiting for Nick Shaw to come across the start finish line, and he does. That's your top 4, followed by Forsyth, Rayner, and Craig. And so preliminary action is in the books. We'll take a 3-minute break. When we come back, it's our first feature of the evening. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
10,000 RPM.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. The first shot you saw, somebody's going to be standing there after 25 laps. Warm-ups are just about complete. It's Joe Halter, your quickest, in 11.31. Next week for Monday Night Madness, we can tell you that Week 4 is at Williams Grove Speedway. Broadcast time 8 p.m. on January 3rd, 2022, right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. 19 drivers set to take the green flag here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Here's the starting lineup. On the front row, it's the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, and Kyle Sargent in the 07 and 91. Row number 2, Daniel Vaught in the 180, Joe Halter in the 22. Row number 3, that's Jack Clevenger in the number 78, Randy Shreves in the 56. Row number 4, Sean Bowers in the 03, Ross Carrera in the 010. Row 5 is Chris Schaefer in the 23, Brennan Lacey in the 414. Row number 6 is Tyler Wilson in the 042, and Brody Brown in the 034. Row number 7 is Austin Marlett in the 999, Joe Backus in the 46. Row 8 is Mike Cranmer in the 70, and Nick Schell in the 512. Row number 9, Chris Forsyth in the 225, and John Rayner in the 302. And rounding out the field of 19, starting from the tail, is Roger Craig in the 747. One lap until the green flag, 25 laps. It's round number 3 of the Coast to Coast Racing League Monday Night Madness for 2022 Season 1. The pace truck is in. It's the Ayla Outlaw and the Drill Sergeant on the front row. The start brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. It's time to get them going. First feature is green. Trouble immediately in the back of the field, and that is Forsyth along with Craig and Wilson. And that brings out our first yellow of the evening. So right out of the gate, we get our first caution as we take a look at the start on our Malcolm Mills Mill Riding replay. There's Wilson driving the number 42. Oh, he got sent in big time by Marlin, up on 2 wheels. It just sends a smorgasbord happening. Let's show you Forsyth, the 225. Now, he was in front of Roger Craig as we got the green flag. The inside, oh, he was starting to go around, and Roger Craig literally with nowhere to go. We're ready to go back to the green flag. Preston, the field, same, except those that wrecked. We're back to green. Single file maintain on the restarts, and Cranmer gets a good jump on Kyle Sargent. Sargent using the thin cushion to try and power himself forward and towards Preston Cranmer. We got one in the wall. Close call for Jack Clevenger as this starts to reset for us. So we put 2 laps up on the board. Good battle for third position. Clevenger up in the wall once again. That's Daniel Vaught, Randy Shreves battling for position number 4. Your points leader on the bottom. Can he make the pass stick using the lower groove? The answer is yes. Now looking on the inside, Brennan Lacey in the 414. Remember last week, he could only use the lower groove. And it's working out for him early on. He's all the way up to third position after starting in 10th. He does have the fastest lap of this race at 11.53. Vaught and Halter continue to go to work. Contact there, and Halter sends himself around. And there's more contact as well with Backus. And we got one up on its side. I'm trying to see who that is. Bowers is involved, and I think the other one, was that Daniel Vaught? Oh my goodness, it was. So Daniel Vaught, who was in a battle with Randy Shreves for a position, they go around, and that brings out another caution. First driver, though, that went around was John Rayner. Let's take a look and see what happened as he sent himself sideways for almost there. He simply just caught the wall by himself and around he went. But then we saw this. Randy Shreves getting up in the wall and comes down into Daniel Vaught and right up into Sean Bowers. What we didn't see though was Shreves was able to get off the wall and make a nice save. So he starts from the rear for this restart. All restarts this evening brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. We're back to the green flag. Lacey with a mega send in, and the top two get together. And Cranmer is up on his side. Oh boy, race control is not gonna like that move by Brennan Lacey. That was just a dump and run on the leader. I know it wasn't intentional, but that was just wrong. Well, let's show you what happened. Lacey getting down to the bottom side. Ooh, just got right up in there. I think it's better if we watch the onboard with Brennan Lacey here on this restart. Show us the visor cam. This will give us a good perspective. He had the line. Oh, he just got way tight and just got up there. And credit to all the drivers here that missed the crash. Well, guess who this puts up front? The 91 of Kyle Sargent. He's the control car. We're back to green. Last week's winner trying to hold the gun. There's contact behind them. We're still under the green flag. Nope, we're back to yellow. And it's Randy Shreves, Roger Craig. Oh, we saw some pay. Nope. Thought for a moment we saw some payback. But that is Randy Shreves up on his lid. And the big one breaks out. We saw it a lot in the unbroadcasted Raiders feature. But I can tell you this, that the ILs will be going above 225 for a lot of drivers. First one we saw on our end was Randy Shreves come up, along with Mike Cranmer. Let's show you, see if there was contact, and there was. Just too much of a slide. Roger Craig nowhere to go. But then they stacked up here, and that was Vaught that put Halter, I think it was, up on his lid. Let's show you that part too. Try and make this quick. Just drivers simply getting loose, coming back to the green flag. And the wheels just simply touch. A chaotic race as we're back to green. We haven't even made it through halfway just yet. And we're wrecking again. Holy moly, one up on his lid big time. I think that was Tyler Wilson. Him, Brody Brown, 3 straight restart yellows. Oh my goodness, there is go after a night where we had no penalties on the race notes. There will be a lot of VOLs coming next week. Here's what happened. Tyler Wilson in the background in the 42. Ah, the wheels just hooked, and look at the ride for Wilson. Up into the catch fence, and Brody Brown up on his lid. Watch Brody. Just a passenger. Nothing he can do about it, and I'm sure the driver chat is freaking out. Let's try this again. Will it be 4 straight? It's Sargent, then Corinna, then Clevenger. And everything's looking good for right now. And we complete a lap. Sargent leads, Corinna second, Clevenger third, fourth is Marlett. Good battle for fifth as we're 3 wide in the corner. That's Bowers all the way up top after being involved in a wreck earlier with Randy Shreves and company. Joe Beck is trying to look to the inside. We've got trouble behind them, and it's Mike Cranmer and Roger Craig, and we've got another accident in Calamity Corner. Let's take a look. Craig trying to look to the inside. They're 3 wide, and Craig just got right into the back of Mike. Preston misses it, and Roger is on his side. Sargent's probably thinking, what do I have to do to try and get to victory lane? Sargent, Corinna, Clevenger, Marlett, Bowers, that's the top 5. The field resets. We're ready to go back to the Icon Sim Sports restart. Sargent looking to go back to back. We've got a car stopped on track. That's Mike Cranmer, and we're back to yellow. What is he thinking? This race is, man. This race is currently getting out of control, folks. Let's show you this. I think his car was out of fuel, and somehow the green went back out. Oh, he kept the car going. There was a spin behind them with Tyler Wilson. Remember, that's Brody Brown in front. Remember, they had contact earlier in this race, and Brown just gassed it way too much. I think it's going to be fun to see who's got the less IO, the less incident points. Sargent holds serve, followed by Corinna and Clevenger. Marlett fourth. Brennan Lacey inside all the way down to the basement. 3 wide contact with Marlett, and Marlett goes around. Fairbury is not being fair. We got more trouble behind them, and Mike Cranmer is up on his side. That's after the yellow flag came out. Watch the 414 of Lacey. They come up. Remember, there is a limit in the Coast to Coast Racing League. 12 incidents max, and then you're done. So keep that in mind. If you get a total of 12X, you are out of the race. We can tell you some of the drivers that are out of the race. Currently in the pits, Mike Cranmer and Brody Brown. Austin Marlett may have just used his final 12X. Marlett may be out of the race due to having 12X. I'm not too sure. So 10 laps to go when we come back to the green flag. Folks, let's do this. Take a bid on what your what you guess the average speed of this race will be. Let's put some bets in. Sargent, Corinna, Clevenger, Bowers, Backus, Brendan Lacey looking inside on Backus. Remember, he's got to be careful. There's contact there with Backus. And we got more cars upside down. That is the 56 of Shreves. My goodness. Brendan Lacey is currently a weapon out there. I don't want to say a weapon, but look at this. More contact with Lacey. Luckily, Backus saves it. That's a big luckily. But then watch behind them with Randy Shreves. Remember, a 9-point lead coming in for the driver of the 56, and contact with Rayner. That is none of his business. Sargent, Corinna, Clevenger, Bowers, Forsyth. I feel like we've heard that top 5 before. 8 laps to go. Back to green. Sargent holds serve on Corinna, Clevenger, and here's a battle for 4th. Forsyth inside on Bowers. As that race is on, let's see who can make the spot stick. Here comes Brennan Lacey, once again the 414. Remember, has to be careful. He is near that 12X limit. Makes the pass all the way down on the bottom, and Lacey is up to 4th position. He's got his eyes set on a podium. 6 laps to go here. We got trouble with Roger Craig, and he keeps it straight. No caution. We stay green. Let's go to the battle for 2nd. Corinna and Clevenger. Corinna was one of those drivers that made the top 10 last week and was able to race with the Renegades. We got more trouble behind them, and that's Craig and Cranmer. Part 2, yellows out. And that will give us just about a 3-lap shootout. Let's take a look at Roger Craig. So you were happy with the Bass Man. There's Mike Cranmer. Oh man, Mike broke way early, and there was nothing Roger could do. So 3-lap shootout. Lights are still on the pace truck. Garrison Krentz says 102 miles an hour. Brandon Dittmer says 47. They will be locked coming to the white flag. Sargent ready to bring the field back down to green. And now Brennan Lacey all the way down the bottom looking for 2nd spot off of this restart. Can he get it? And we're under caution again. Does that surprise anyone? You get a caution, you get a caution, you get a caution. Everybody gets a caution. It's like Stephon Diggs saying to the Patriots, you know what. Let's watch what happened to Rayner. Oh man, he just simply lost it. We can tell you the ones that are, we got 11 drivers on the lead lap. The bottom 4 you see on your screen are out of this race, and it's likely because of 12X. Two-lap shootout for Kyle Sargent. Is he gonna get this win, or will it be the field? We're back to green. Keeps the high side. Everyone wants the bottom. Brennan Lacey goes beneath the bolt. He's up to 2nd spot. Off of turn 4, Kyle Sargent sees the white. 1 lap to go. That may be the best flag we have seen all race long. Out of turn 4, Lacey, 1 last chance. Not gonna get there. Kyle Sargent wins at Fairbury. Lacey 2nd, Clevenger 3rd, Bowers 4th, and Corinna rounds out the top 5. So your top 3 will pose for a photo out here on the track. We'll talk with them. Top 10, as long as they're under 225, they will race with us tonight in the Renegades. I will take a look at iRacing and see what they say. So we don't have an average speed, but we do have an average lap time, 40.255 seconds. Convert 40.255 seconds to miles per hour. I don't think it's going to work. Convert 40.255 seconds to miles per hour. Yeah, miles per hour not and seconds are not compatible. So, sorry about that, folks. All right, stand by. We are getting ready to talk with your top three. And we'll start things off here with Jack Clevenger. Jack, sorry about what you had to deal with, and I'll give credit to you. You were one of the more respected drivers out there. Just how tough was it to pass, not just in the race, but also because of all the cautions?
It was hard to get any momentum going or get in a groove or anything. These guys should be embarrassed by that performance. That was pretty bad. These guys are all good enough to run better than that. So kind of expect more from them. And, I know Roger and those guys expect more from us as well. So it'd be nice to clean it up a little bit.
Absolutely. Kevin Fry, oh, never mind. He switched out. Based on the way this went, will you still race with the Renegades tonight or no?
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I mean, I'm not upset by anything by any means. I mean, I appreciate everybody doing what they do for it. Just you expect a little more of these drivers. Kevin, he does a lot for us, and he was pretty frustrated there, which I understand. So yeah, I just wish we could clean it up a little bit and put on a little bit better show.
I'd be frustrated too. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Just all the guys at Redeem Racing, Sim Racing Concepts, all those guys, and Roger and Preston and all those guys at Coast to Coast, and you, Marty, for doing the broadcast and announcing for us.
Appreciate it, Jack. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Yes, sir.
Jack Clevenger finishing in third position. Let's go to our second place finisher. I know he's going to have a lot to say here. Brennan Lacey, second. First off, Brennan, I'll start with this. How were you able to rock the bottom compared to anyone else out there? It seemed like it was just all you out there.
A lot of time and effort put into a setup. That's a lot of trial and error stuff we did there at Vanderbilt to get that thing to where it's rocking down there, and it's definitely one of my favorite setups to run. But yeah, definitely a lot of time and effort put into that one.
There's going to be a lot of mixed reactions to the way you raced out there today. There was a lot of contact. We saw a couple of cautions come out where you were a part of the contact. I know you were definitely near that 12x limit. What'd you see from your perspective? I just want to go in general in this situation, but were some of the wrecks, were they caused by you? Were they caused by other drivers? How did it look from your perspective?
I mean, down there on the bottom, I had the speed down there, and that the first one I know happened with Preston there. And when I went down there, I went down in there like I normally did. I ran it every other lap, and next thing I know, I see a car that just smokes my front end, and I had no idea what happened. I can't see him out of right on a single monitor. So I just went down there, held my line, and next thing I know, I'm spinning around, and he's upside down. So, I mean, if that's my fault, that's my fault. But I didn't feel like in that instance that it was. Other ones is, I'd say it's more of a racing deal. When I show the bottom down there and I have to come from the back, people see it. They're going to go try it, and then when the car's handling better and I can drive it how I want to, I was trying to be as careful as I could, trying to get back up in there and some contact here and there. And, especially off turn 4 there, the bump, it'll really get you up into some cars. So, it was definitely not the cleanest. I'd definitely say that. But, it's also a short track and tight racing quarters down there.
What do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Big thanks to Bandy built that set to fantastic set there. We'll see what we can do here in the next one. And also big shout out to Ross at Velocity Designs for painting up these cool looking cars.
Appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Brendan Lacey, a second place finish. Time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane and talk with your race winner. And your race winner, that is Kyle Sargent. Kyle, you led all 25 of them at least. But I know you didn't want all those cautions. That's for sure. I know you wanted a couple of long runs.
Absolutely. It would have been nice to have some runs and see how the car kind of developed with it and see how it goes. But win's a win. We'll take it.
Absolutely, you will. Back-to-back wins definitely helps you out towards the rest of the season. Even though you only have to use one drop should you race the rest of the races in Rebels this year. Just how good was your car as a whole? I mean, you know what? I just realized. I'm sorry. I'm so dumb. You didn't lead all the laps. I know there was a couple laps that Preston led, but hey, Right place,
Oh, yeah.
right time. I know you'll take it. Will you race with the Renegades after the way this race went down?
Oh yeah, I'll run with them. You know, the level of competition only goes up, and that can only make somebody better. So run with them and take all the knowledge I can get and go from there.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
I just want to give a shout out to Black Bullet Racing. Been working with them guys. They're a pleasure to work with. They've been helping me, and look forward to the future and see where it goes.
All right, appreciate the time, man. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
All right, man.
That's Kyle Sargent in Cool Ray Victory Lane. We'll mention here as well your A&J Custom Creations hard charger goes to Chris Forsyth, started from 17th and finished in the 6th position. I know it's not the race we all wanted, and I'll just say it right now on behalf of everyone at Coast to Coast Racing League. We apologize for what we saw there. Kyle Sargent, Brennan Lacey, Jack Clevenger, Ross Carina, Chris Forsyth, Nick Schell, Roger Craig, John Rayner, all finishing on the lead lap. Your 19th place finisher, who you don't see on screen, was Joe Halter. We are going to break. When we come back, it will be time for our Renegades. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Cool Ray has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Cool Ray lifetime parts and labor warranty at coolray.com. Cool Ray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are just about ready to go for our Renegades. But before we go racing, those who are able, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian and U.S. national anthems. Well, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if you enjoy, we are getting ready to go for our Renegades, brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We were just going through there for just a moment. Well, if you thought the Rebels was crazy at Fairbury, I'm gonna up you. I'm honestly going to up you. The Renegades race at Charlotte last week was absolutely insane. Phenomenal racing once again. You had John Short, Kyle Moonen, Lane Snook. I'm going to go through the results with you, just to tell you. You had John Short, Preston Cranmer, Lane Snook, Kyle Moonen, Blake Chapman, among notables, battling in this race. It was just so much fun to watch. Blake Chapman got into an accident, your defending champion, flipping violently down the back straightaway. Got involved in a wreck. We had a crazy moment happening with Ross Corinna. He got sent around from Lane Snook. And it was just unbelievable to watch. And taking home the win was John Short, a surprise winner to many. Here are how the point standings look, brought to you by Sim Racer Hub. Jonathan Short with a 1-point lead on Kyle Moonen. Lane Snook is third. He's 4 points back. Kevin Fry is fourth. He is 18 points back. And 5th, Patrick Spangler. He is 26 points back with 110. Chris Schaefer, 108. Blake Chapman, 103. Jeff Kemper, 8th, 99. Aiden Young, 9th with 97. And a tie for 10th between Brandon Dittmer and Templeton. Practice taking place right now at the moment. Show you where your favorite drivers currently stand on your screen, and it's Brandon Dittmer in the 83, rocking it with a 10.541. Under the lights here as we get things set and ready to go. While we're at a couple of housekeeping notes, tell you what's coming up on the Coast to Coast Racing Network for the rest of the week. Icon Sim Sports TV tomorrow night, broadcasting Topless Tuesday. We've got the Fixed 305 sprints at 7 o'clock at Fairbury, not being broadcasted. But at 8 o'clock, though, when we go on the air, the Wingless 360s are at Kokomo. Wednesday night is Hometown Heroes from Volusia. Unfortunately, we have no broadcast for you. It's brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. We've got 305s, 360s, and a Street Stock Enduro, so don't miss out on that. Thursday's Thursday Night Thunder on Extreme Speed TV at Volusia. We've got the 358s, our Big Block Modifieds, and then the King of Dirt Series Street Stocks going at it. And then it's Icon Sim Sports Friday Night Lights, Street Stocks, Limited Late Models, and 360 Sprints at Fairbury on Icon TV. Also, folks, while we're at it, if you'd like to buy some gear from your favorite sponsors, this is where iRacing meets real racing. Introducing the Coast to Coast Speed Shop. There's so much to see, so check out all the neat apparel and gifts of Coast to Coast Racing League and our partners. Go to c2crl.com for more information. Checkers are out on practice, and now we get set for qualifying. Our qualifying is brought to you by the Pitside Podcast. Join Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig on the podcast each week as they discuss the latest news and developments in the Coast to Coast Racing League, as well as other news in and out of iRacing, only on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. First driver we are watching on your screen, that is Brandon Templeton in the number 31. Off of turn number 4, who's going to start off on first with the times? It's Templeton with a 10.66. Brendan Lacey goes second, 10.676. Fernberg is third, 10.709. Templeton looking to improve here. He does, a 10.578 for Brandon Templeton. Kevin Fry up to second quick with a 10.629. Let's see what Fry and Fry can do in that number 21 machine. Is he quicker this time? No, he's slower. He stays second quick. Aiden Young is up to second quick in the number 69 with a 10.627. Patrick Spangler off of turn 4, currently 10th quick, improves it to 7th quick at a 10.747. Let's go to Terry Landis in car number 61, 12th quick, 10.974. Kyle Sargent, the Rebels winner, up to second quick. We'll watch him in just a moment. Landis improves on his lap, stays 14th quick as Sargent cannot go faster, stays second. Ross Corinner also moving up from the Rebels. Off of turn 4 to complete lap number 2. He is slower, but third with a 10.626. Kyle Moon into the top of the charts, a 10.533. John Short moves up to second with a 10.567. Final moments of qualifying. Preston Cranmer gets his lap in time with a minute to go. Off of turn 4 for the Outlaw. Lap number 1 starts 11th quick at a 10.725. And he'll call it there. Here's Nathan Aldrich off of turn number 4. As we wait for his first lap time. One more lap to go for Aldrich. It's 8th quick on lap 1, 10.638. Slower on lap number 2 off of turn 4. He's slower. Stays in 8th with a 10.638. And ladies and gentlemen, your quick time with a time of 10.533 in the 24. A round of applause for Kyle Moonen. So Moonen starting on pole position tonight in time trials. He'll start in 4th position, I should say, in heat race number 1. So we're set to go for heat races tonight. And our first heat race brought to you by the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, celebrating over 37 years of exciting 360 sprint car action in the northeastern United States and Canada. Stars like Paulie Colagiovanni, Jason Barney, Chuck Haben, Matt Tanner, Billy Van Immergen, and many more come to a dirt track near you. For more info, log on to EmpireSuperSprints.com or visit our Facebook and Twitter pages. The Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, with a tradition of excitement guaranteed, live on. Here's how they line up for heat race number 1. It's Nicholas Fickray and Kevin Fry on the front row. Row 2, Kyle Moonen and Kyle Sargent. Row number 3 is Patrick Spangler and Jack Clevenger. And row 4 is Jeff Barker and Barry Goldner. Well, folks, we've got an onboard with you tonight in this heat race, and we've got a unique one. We are riding on board with the Flying Fry, and look at that. He's got virtual reality in his Icon Sim Sports chassis. Kevin Fry starting from 2nd. We'll check in on him a lot from time to time. Here we go. First heat race is green. And it's Fry with the early advantage on Kyle Moonen. And then it's Jack Clevenger and Nicholas Fickray, the top 4. Contact for 4th position as Sargent tries to look up on the outside for the final transfer spot. He diamonds the corner, goes all the way underneath. Thinks about the slide job, but can't slide it on up. Barry Goldner wide behind the wall, and he's up on his rail axis. We go for the battle for the race lead between Kevin Fry and Kyle Moonen. Winner of this heat race starts from pole position tonight. Riding on board with Kevin Fry. Going undetected in, I want to say that is an Oculus Rift. Man, Moonen closed in big time. 2 laps to go. It's Fry, Moonen, then Clevenger and Fickray. They're your top 4. Sargent, many car lengths back in the 5th position. White flag, final lap underway. How desperate is Kyle Moonen for this pole position? It's going to be tough to get it. He looks down to the inside. Can he slide up in time? No. Runs the bottom. Kevin Fry starts on pole position tonight. I see a smile on his face. Fry is pretty happy about that, that's for sure. Heat race number 2 brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series, showcasing the big block modified premier drivers. From Florida to Canada, the Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. The ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast, they're the Super Dirt Car Series. Here's how they line up. Steven Fernberg and Nathan Aldrich on the front row. And row number 2 is Ross Carina and John Short. Row 3 is Brandon Dittmer and Roger Craig. And row 4, Jeffrey Kemper and Stephen Goldner. So that's how they line up for heat race number 2. We do have an onboard for this heat, and that is Brandon Dittmer in the number 83, providing us his onboard once again. We'll be checking in on him throughout the night tonight. Winner of this heat race starts from 2nd position. And we've got a good one. Fernberg and Aldrich, the front row. Here we go. The high side rocking it once again. Look at the move of John Short all the way to the inside. The crossover to the lead from 4th to 1st in a single circuit. The points leader rocking it early here. Near contact behind them. Fernberg 4th, Fernberg 3rd, Corinna running in 4th position. Dittmer the first one out. The battles are getting intense on your screen, folks. Corinna tried, looking to the inside. He gets turned from Dittmer. Dittmer with a nice save. Let's check in on him, currently running in 5th position. Faces a battle on his hands. Stephen Goldner tried to look to the inside. Nothing he could do. 3 laps to go. Corinna tried inside on Fernberg. Nothing either. Meanwhile, John Short is checked out. He just took the lottery with him and ran. 10.8. Oh, excuse me. We got contact. Dittmer and Corinna got into it. But John Short, 10.8 seconds, the fastest lap of the race. Everyone else, 11 seconds. He deserves the second position tonight. And at the line for 4th position, I believe it was Fernberg that edged out Dittmer. And you can see the frustration on Dittmer's face. He is not happy. I wish folks that our broadcasting software could give us a rewind. And show you the tape. Third heat race of the evening. Brought to you by the World of Sports podcast. Come relax, laugh, and have a good time with Mike and Rod as they take a dive into the crazy, exciting, wonderful world of sports. Enjoy guests, current events, and the hottest topics in today's sports. If you love sports just as much as us, join us and let's enjoy the world of sports. Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Here's the lineup for heat race number 3. It's Preston Cranmer and Brennan Lacey on the front row. Row number 2, Aiden Young and Brandon Templeton. Row 3, that's Bob DeGood and Terry Landis. And starting from 7th position tonight, that is G.J. Boydell. Field rolls off as we await our third heat race of the evening. Winner of this heat starts from the 3rd position in tonight's feature. And let us know who you were rooting for. Let's take a look at chat. We haven't talked about it a lot yet. Randy Streep's not happy about the race, the Rebels race, as it was a demo derby. Thanks to everyone that got into me. I had a fast car, and now I can't race the next race. Patrick Spangler earlier. Oh, we got contact on the start! What on earth happened with Preston Cranmer? He just did not fire and he's back to 5th. So it's Brennan Lacey with the lead early. I think the thing I'm going to look at if there are any black flags. So it's Lacey, then Templeton, then DeGood, then Cranmer. That is the big question, if iRacing hands out any black flag penalties. Cranmer with an 11.18 at the moment, fastest lap of this heat. Lacey, meanwhile, is checked out from Templeton. Cranmer trying to slide up on DeGood. Contact for 3rd, and there goes Cranmer and DeGood. Hello, Terry Landis and Aiden Young. You just got lucky and put yourselves up to 3rd and 4th. Three to go in our third heat race. And pretty much everyone using that top side for right now. I'm checking Brennan Lacey. He's using the top at the moment, but expect come feature time when the track is fully slick, him going all the way down to the bottom. There's the white flag, 1 lap to go. Gonna be a key contender once again tonight. Off of turn 4, Brennan Lacey takes the checkers for heat race number 3. And that does do it for our heat races. Time for our B main, brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing. Let's line them up. Everyone makes it in. 12 drivers are already in. We've got a 12-man B main. So 24 drivers on the official car count for the Renegades tonight. Kyle Sargent and Brandon Dittmer on the front row. Aiden Young, Patrick Spangler in row 2. Jeff Kemper and Preston Cranmer in row number 3. Row 4, Jeff Barker and Roger Craig. Row 5, it's Bob DeGood and Barry Goldner. Row number 6 is Stephen Goldner and Blake Chapman. Extra practice for the drivers as we get ready to go to the green flag. Brandon Dittmer starting in the 2nd position. Again, he's got an in-car camera for us tonight, so we'll be checking in on him from time to time. As we are green. Dittmer's got the advantage off the corner. It's the preferred line. He takes the lead away. Patrick Spangler wanting that 2nd position from Kyle Sargent. At the stripe for P2. Give it to Sargent off the corner. Already lap traffic approaching. The first driver is Preston Cranmer in the 07. 3 cars under a blanket for the race lead. Dittmer a little bit loose off the corner. Here comes Sargent and Spangler. Sargent thought about looking for the race lead, but they are stuck in a battle of their own if they work together. Oh, contact with Dittmer. And you can see the focus on Dittmer. Just went all the way back to 3rd position. He continues to rock the Lightning Larry lane. The door gets cut off, though, by Patrick Spangler. A wheelie from Spangler there. Entering turn 1, hit one of those ruts. Coming across the start-finish line, sent the front tires off the ground. On board Spangler. Spangler takes a peek to the inside. Here comes a slide job, and there goes Sargent up into the wall, and he takes Dittmer with him. That puts Dittmer all the way back to the 5th position. Look who's in 2nd. The Bassman up in 2nd, now back to 3rd, Roger Craig. Blake Chapman from last to 2nd. We got reports that Dittmer has crashed. And I just saw his face. Disappointment. Final lap, though, underway. Here they come off the corner. And it's Patrick Spangler that takes the B-main win. So he'll start from 13th, and it's Blake Chapman, Roger Craig, and so forth. So preliminary action is in the books from Fairbury Speedway. We'll pause here, we'll step aside for a break, and when we come back, it's our 30-lap feature event. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Final seconds of warm-ups are taking place. It's John Short, the quickest, at an 11.18. Checkers fly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Cool Ray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, and all the fine sponsors and drivers, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It is now time to meet the field of 24, ready to take the green for 30 laps. Here is the starting lineup. On the pole tonight in the 21, that's the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry, and the 51, it's John Short. Row number 2, it's Brandon Templeton in the 31 and Kyle Moonen in the 24. Row number 3, Nathan Aldrich in the 514, Terry Landis in the 61. The 4th row gives us Jack Clevenger in the 78 and Ross Carina in the 010. Rounding out the top 10 is G.J. Boydell in the 014 and Nicholas Vickray in the 00. Row number 6 is Steven Fernberg in the 29 and Brendan Lacey in the 414. Going through the rest of the grid, here's row number 7. Patrick Spangler in the 051, Blake Chapman in the 20. Row 8 is Roger Craig in the 747 and Stephen Goldner in the 30. Row 9, Aiden Young in the number 69 and Kyle Sargent in the 91. In the 10th row is Jeff Barker in the 513 and Bob DeGood in the 7. Row number 11, Preston Cranmer in the 07, Barry Goldner in the 36, and in row 12 from the rear, Brandon Dittmer and Jeffrey Kemper in the 83 and 181. There's Kemper. One driver starting from the rear of the field tonight, that is Stephen Goldner. He'll try to make a quest from last to first. Here we go, race fans. It's time to strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. From coast to coast, it's showtime in Fairbury. Off of corner number 4, the start brought to you by our friends at Dillon Westbrook Racing. It's John Short with the early lead. Second spot, Brandon Templeton. Third, Kyle Moonen. Yellow lights are on for the first time tonight. And around is Stephen Goldner in the number 30 machine. And so that puts us to our Malcolm's replay for the first time tonight. So there you see what happened. We have just received reports, by the way, that Kevin Fry and Brendan Lacey did not make the grid. And we showed you Kevin Fry. They had the VR goggles on earlier. He's got them on, but not completely on. So I'm not sure what the issue is with Kevin. If he decided to hold off on the night or what's going on. Brendan Lacey not taking the start, so I'm not sure on that part either. But that is a developing story as we go back to the green flag. John Short leads them. Hold serve on Brandon Templeton. Kyle Moonen is third. He's got a challenger from Terry Landis looking to the inside. That helps out Nathan Aldrich, though, as he takes away fourth position. Again, high side where you want to be. I think Templeton just scraped the wall for just about a split second. Landis trying to find something on the bottom. That's what we call the Lacey low line. Maybe we could call it the Landis low line if he can get it to stick. Aldrich got past there, and now he's trying to find a way on that bottom groove as well. Nicholas Vickray up there in the 00. Same with Ross Carina in the 010. Battle for second. Here comes Kyle Moonen inside with a slider up on Brandon Templeton. Templeton answers back with a crossover. He keeps P2. Moonen takes it back. Everyone riding the top side, trying their best to not hit the wall. Jack Clevenger is fourth. We're under caution. And we've got reports for the second time tonight. It's Steven Goldner that's gone around. Second yellow of our feature. Take a look at the Malcolm's replay. Oh, clipped the Tory tire. And up on his lid he went. Let's ride on board with Steven here. That's a tough break. Just drove in a little bit too far. He's okay here in 3 and 4. But not there, though. Hit the big old Tory tire, as we like to call it. So Goldner may have just seen his night go to an end. John Short, Kyle Moonen, Brandon Templeton, Terry Landis, Jack Clevenger. That's currently the top 5. We're ready to go back to green. Short, the control car in our Icon Sim Sports restart. Continuing to hold the serve on Kyle Moonen. Moonen actually just scraped the wall for a split second. Here comes to the inside, Terry Landis. Oh, a car sideways. That was Corena, and Nathan Aldrich is up on his side. So we're back to caution. We had an issue as well first before that happened. First, let's show you Patrick Spangler in the 051 as we were coming back to the green flag. Boydell got the hump. Took him out of his range, and then watch this with Nathan Aldrich and company. Watch the 10 of Corena. This is what causes the caution here. Vic Ray got the wall, and then Corena came down into Aldrich. And the weight shift just put him up on his side. Lights are off the pace truck. We'll go green with 11 laps in the books. Short, Moonen, Templeton, Landis, and Clevenger, the top 5. Here we go, back to green. Couple of drivers forced to use that hump, trying to follow the line of John Short. A little bit of a risky move here as we got a battle for third. Landis inside on Templeton, looking for a podium spot. Yes, at the line. Oh, but lost a lot of time in turn 1. I think he had to get the brakes. That puts him back to 4th position. Inside for third, just edged Templeton at the start-finish line. Look at the outside, get a big run. Clevenger and Corena up on the outside. He could lose a couple more spots, especially because the guys on the outside, they've got a nice draft. Brandon Templeton in 3rd position, just set a personal best, 11:89. Same with Kyle Sargent in 11:82. Let's check it on Brandon Dittmer in the number 83. We'll show you his onboard. Currently in the 17th position. Been a tough race for him so far. Trying to battle with Barry Goldner for 16th spot. Whatever it takes for him. He started from 23rd position though, so he's been able to make some spots up. And we got trouble. Whoa, that's Jeff Barker. Up on his side he goes, and we're under caution. Nearly 4 wide in front of Dittmer. And there's the contact from Steven Goldner into the Tory turn. Almost broke the power. Almost hit that light pole. Let's see if we can show you another angle of this. Steven comes up and turns Barker. There's the Uke tire. So John Short, current points leader, coming on in. One last week at the dirt track of Charlotte. And he's battling with Kyle Moonen. That's your top 2 in points, each separated by a single marker. They were also your top 2 in qualifying. Moonen got the slight edge. He had the quick time earlier. While Short started second, Moonen got the pole. Short holding the serve on Moonen. Continuing to rock the top groove. Clevenger all the way on the basement using that hump once again as we've got 10 laps to go. Corinna shuts the door on it. We got trouble when it's Brandon Dittmer. Nope, excuse me. We keep on going. We had something that pulled up on our end that said they crashed, but no caution. We stay green. Corinna inside on Blake Chapman. Chapman currently our hard charger from 14th up into 4th position. Counters on down to the inside on Templeton. Looking for a podium spot. It's 3 wide off of 2. Look how slick the track is, how much rubber it's got in. Comes on down. Corinna checks back up. And Blake Chapman comes back into 5th position. Nicholas Vickray is up into 4th position. Templeton stays in 3rd. Moonen and then Short as they work on lap traffic with 6 laps to go. All gain out of the way for the race leader. 1 second lead for John Short on Kyle Moonen, looking to extend his lead to about 5 points. 4 or 5 points to say at least, minus the penalty points. Continuing to watch that close battle happening for 4th position between Chapman, Vickray, and Corinna. Corinna down to the inside on Vickray. Not the groove he wants. That's for 5th. Tucks back in line. Chapman trying inside on Templeton. He could lose a spot to Vickray with 3 to go. And Vickray is up to 4th. 2 laps to go for John Short. Kyle Moonen, though, all on his tail. As they work lap traffic, it's going to be a sprint to the end. White flag is out. 1 to go here at Fairbury. John Short has been the class of the field all race long. Moonen tries one last gasp. It's back-to-back wins for John Short as he wins at Fairbury. Moonen, Templeton, Vickray, and Chapman the top 5. As the fireworks go up here at Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Our A&J Custom Creation Hard Charger Award goes to Blake Chapman from 14th up to 5th, specializing in laser engraving and CNC machining. They put their craftsmanship to work in every wood trophy and plaque they produce. They're the official trophy maker of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Contact Andy Patton to order your custom creation today. Stand by here. We'll talk with your top 5. Again, we appreciate you coming on out tonight. Next week, we are at Williams Grove Speedway. Don't miss that. Broadcast time 8 p.m. on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Let's start with the interviews, talking with our 3rd place finisher, Brandon Templeton. Brandon, just start things off by walking us through your race, finishing in 3rd. I know the high side was the place to go in that feature tonight.
Yeah, I really just was kind of trying to stay out of trouble tonight. I saw all the cautions in the first 2 races, and I figured if I just stayed up there and tried not to touch anybody or get in a trouble spot that I might survive, and ended up with my first Renegades podium, so that worked out pretty good.
Well, congratulations to you on that as a whole. That was a fun race as well in the battle for 3rd at the end between you, Vickray, Chapman, and Corinna. Did you just have a setup that worked a lot better for you on the long run tonight?
I think they were a lot faster than me, but as long as I didn't hit the outside wall and tried to keep it somewhat straight and out of the slick, they were going to have big trouble passing, so that was my goal.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
I got to thank Icon Sim Sports. Rob's building some of the best rigs out there, totally custom. If you're in the market for a rig, check them out. The dirt team that races with me, Joe, Brian, Kurt, and Carson. Kale with Big C's Lawn Care. Extreme Images by Ashley. My wife and kids for letting me do this. Coast to Coast for putting this on, and you for doing the stream.
Appreciate the time, man. Nice run.
Thanks.
Brandon Templeton, a third place finish for him tonight. Let's talk with our runner-up finisher, Kyle Moonen, in the number 24. Kyle, you were closing in a little bit on John Short, especially with the lap traffic. Just what more did you need possibly? Was it likely another caution, or what more was it?
Some more laps would have been nice. It's funny, you always want 5 more or 5 less, but I don't know if would have got him anyway. He was definitely fast. You know, he kept just leaving everybody on those starts, and then I had guys help me when I started running that cut down off of 4. I definitely found something there, but just wasn't quite enough.
Definitely understandable. Are you expecting as well throughout the rest of the season? You and Short have made yourselves early contenders on the season so far, and single-digit lead in points. Just I think like 4 points behind Short after tonight.
Oh, is it? Yeah. He's definitely gonna be up there. He's found some speed this season for sure. I think this is his 2nd win, so good for him. Yeah, we'll see how the season goes.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Just all the guys at Vanderbilt. It was nice. Had Jesse and Fitz back tonight, and Goldner and Brennan and everyone was on. Ross Crin at Velocity Race Designs, Alex at ABR Setup Shop, you guys for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
Appreciate the time, man. Nice run tonight.
Yep, thanks.
Kyle Moonen, a 2nd place finish for him tonight. Time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane and talk with your race winner. Back-to-back wins in the Renegades. John Short. John, I'll start this off. Did you ever think you'd be going back-to-back in the Renegades, man?
Oh, hell no, Marty. That's, hell, I was just happy to win one last week. I thought, you know, if I could just keep it on the right side and all 4 wheels, I'd be, you know, maybe hoping for a top 5 tonight. But got a good starting spot in the A and just took advantage of it. And sometimes just being up front, and it's hard to pass here. So I don't know what the guys behind me were doing, but those cautions timed out pretty well for me tonight to help get me the win. So super excited.
We saw you start on the outside lane in row 1, and then of course with every caution, it's single file on back. Was this really was this really from the start in favor of the guy that would start in 2nd? You know, just because they get all that momentum off the corner.
Yeah, I think so. I think the outside has a little bit of advantage here on the restart, just because, well, the outside in general does, but you get to build that momentum, and unless somebody tries to slide you going into 1 and 2, usually are able to maintain that. So I was super happy with my starting spot. I felt that we had a good shot there, and I just didn't know. You know, I know Moonen's pretty fast behind me. Brandon had a good car too, so was hoping that I wasn't holding him up too bad and wouldn't get into me when I had a couple mistakes there on top. But just the biggest thing was trying to keep it out of the wall most of the race. Running that fine line up there is really tough, and those walls will bite you. But we were able to do it. So
next week we go to Williams Grove Speedway. Give us your perspective on that race. What are you expecting?
Very tricky track. It's kind of our home track. Our Kreitz team, we kind of originate from that area, so as part of a team. So we try and do our best there. I used to hate it, but I've tended to like it here recently. So, but I don't know. There's a lot of fast guys that, and it really depends how the track comes in that night, whether the top or the bottom's working. So it's just different every time you go there, and it's definitely a tricky track. It takes a lot of finesse to get around and really kill your straightaway speed if you're making a mistake in the corners. So it just takes a lot to put together a whole lap there, and it's you know, it's gonna be fun to watch. I think there's a lot of guys, some of the Rebels included, that could really have a shot to win it. That's just kind of one of those specialty tracks where anybody that shows up got a chance that night.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Definitely got to thank the boys at Kreitz Sim Racing. They're awesome. Having a lot of fun with them lately. They're great teammates. I got to thank Epsilon Sprint Wraps for putting together a great wrap for me. A&J Custom Creations, Malcolm Mills Mill Riding, Kreitz Oval Track Parts, And got to thank Galen's Homegrown Popcorn. Some of the best popcorn around. We got a bag after our last win just to celebrate. And I think that's the only time my wife really enjoys me high racing is when she sees popcorn show up from Galen. So really good stuff. Go get yourself a bag. If you put in the discount code CART, you get yourself 15% off as well. So, and then just got to thank you for putting on the broadcast, Marty. You're doing an excellent job, and got to thank the league for putting on these races. We're having a lot of fun.
Appreciate the time, man. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Marty.
John Short goes back-to-back, and he is in Coolray Heating and Air Conditioning Victory Lane. Coolray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Coolray is proud of their reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Here are your final results from tonight. It's John Short with the win. Kyle Moon in second. Brandon Templeton third. Nicholas Vick Ray is fourth. Blake Chapman fifth. Ross Corina sixth. Patrick Spangler seventh. Jack Clevenger eighth. And then Terry Landis ninth. Steven Fernberg is 10th. We'll show you the rest of the results here on your screen. And there they are. So that will do it for us. Again, next week, Williams Grove Speedway. Our broadcast time is at 8 p.m. So that will do it for us. A big shout out to Coolray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, and all of our fine other fabulous sponsors. On behalf of them and our admins, Preston Cranmer and Roger Craig, Marty Sakala signing off. Back-to-back wins tonight for Kyle Sargent in the Rebels and John Short in the Renegades. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So long from Fairbury.